gonna do this number here. So, hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, what I'll be focusing on is contouring. Can I speak English? No. Contouring and highlighting. I'm gonna be featuring Fenty Beauty Matchstix. The reason why is because I personally, that is my go-to item when it comes down to contouring. Like, it's easy, it's cream to powder, easy to blend. It's literally bullet dummy proof. It's dummy proof. Like, if you've never contoured before, you can contour with these because you can literally blend them super easy. Well, you're gonna see, and I'm gonna be using all Fenty Beauty products. Well, majority. But if you were interested, keep on watching, and please don't forget to like, subscribe. I'm gonna be using my hydrating primer from Soft Silk from Fenty Beauty. I personally really like this primer. It's my favorite. I cut you guys the time because I already did my brows, and I used Brown MVP. I used actually today deep black and light brown. And I like to massage this throughout my face. And I'm gonna take another primer too. I'm gonna take the mattifying primer through the center of my face. So the true matte, just down the center. I'm just focusing on where I get mostly oily or when the product moves too. Let me do it. That feels good. Then I am going to do the banana powder first. As you guys, if you guys been watching, I've been using the Hourglass, but I said I did want to do a full Fenty Beauty product look. So here I go. And I'm using it in banana, and I am literally setting my entire face before applying my foundation. So I do like this powder because it doesn't turn me white, ever. I really feel like it definitely mattes me down, but doesn't turn me white, you know. And I'm actually putting on a lot. This is probably too much, but no one's perfect. I am a product abuser. My name is Lucienne, and I am a product abuser. So, yeah. All right, that's me. Matted out in banana powder. Ooh. So, like, the thing about with the Hourglass, the veil, it does look, it's a translucent powder because it does matte you down. And you don't see it. Like, I can see the banana. It's not whitening me out, but it definitely is. You could definitely see it. You could definitely see the banana there. I'm going to use my foundation brush. Crazy. Actually, no, I'm lying. I don't know if Lou, are you gonna use that? I don't know. I'm gonna use it. I'm just gonna go ahead and use it. I'm gonna use the hydrating foundation. I haven't worn this in a while, but I am using 370. It's been a long time since I used it. And I actually prefer to apply this with a beauty blender, so I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna go ahead and apply it with my beauty blender here. And I love the Rare Beauty blender. So I'm gonna do it. It looks good so far. I haven't applied the hydrating foundation in a minute. I actually really like the product. A lot of people are like, well, your skin is oily. It is, but I personally don't feel that it does it leaves a dewy finish. I believe it does dry down to a natural finish. I do feel like when applying it on like this is only like one squirt actually, and it gives pretty decent coverage. I feel like it's very easy to build this foundation and make it matte. So I don't know if that makes sense. It's the most flexible one, but it's very easy to build and you have a little bit more flexibility. And what I mean by that is like you can make it matte or you can leave it how it is, like a natural skin finish. So I'm just pressing it in here. So you see I'm taking a little bit more extra time to blend this out. Ooh, wow. What it's giving me is coverage. Yeah. This is me, of course, in between time. I'm gonna use this to set it down. Woo, that's it's coverage. It's covering. Major covering. I see. I'm gonna be using the Fenty Beauty Concealer in 330. As you can see, I'm not correcting. So I will be using Fenty Beauty in, actually I'm lying, in 340 as my highlight underneath my eyes. And I'm actually gonna let this one sit a little bit. I might have to touch up my brow a little bit. And I'm gonna just place everything, kind of set myself up. I'm using espresso and Matchstix. So the idea of contouring, which I think is super important, is your placement. I don't really feel that everybody should be contouring the same. Like, not at all. You need to look at what do you wanna pull back. So for instance, when I look at my face, and I'm just gonna zoom in a little bit. When I look at my face, what I want to contour is right here and here, right down my jawline. I typically have an oval face, which is the desired face shape for most people. But I'm going to start from the top here, the top of my earlobe. I'm not going to pull it down because what that does is make my cheek, like my zone 2, big. So what does that mean? That means it's gonna make my cheeks look bigger. I don't want that. I want it to kind of slim down, and I'm gonna create a lift here when I add my blush. So why do I need to pull my down here? You know what I mean? I don't wanna pull it down. I wanna kind of pull it a little bit up, just about to the side here to kind of create the look. So here we go. I'm literally gonna almost curve it. Same way, stop here, almost curve it. And then that's how I'm gonna blend. I'm gonna take my contour and blend it up and take my highlight and blend it down. Now, how am I gonna do the forehead? So I did lay a few of my baby hairs down. So I'm not gonna be doing a ton of contouring on my forehead because if you think about it, my forehead is kind of somewhat contour. However, where I can put it is probably like right here and maybe a little bit here. I do wanna contour here to the side here. So I do want to contour here, and I do want to contour on the same side here. And I'll probably do a little bit under the lip, but I could have left that out. I could have did that later. And typically people ask, oh, do you put it down your nose right away? I personally do not do that. I do it afterwards because these are cream to powder and they can be used on top of powder if you wanted to. So I'm gonna let that sit for a second. I probably will take a little bit of concealer and pull it through here as well because I naturally do that sometimes. But yeah, this is where I start. I start kind of right in this area so I can just kind of blend out. I'm gonna use my mini sponge just for like more precision and light tapping opposed to like a big blend, because that's not what I want to do. I want this contour to be very specific and strategic for myself because I want it to look a certain way, you know? So I'm gonna start off and I'm gonna do some soft taps here. I'm not gonna work too close up to the eye either, underneath the eye at all, because yeah, I'm not gonna work too close to the eye either because I don't want any creasing. And you see how I'm just kind of lightly, softly tapping and bringing that up to really blend it out. I'm gonna actually turn this around and people are like, what are you doing? Or maybe I should I'm gonna blend out all my concealer because I think it's easier to understand that way. And I like to highlight before I contour, because the thing about contouring, which I think a lot of people misunderstand, is like the only way you can see contour because it has to be held up against something. Because remember, what is contouring? It's like creating a shadow, right? So it needs to be held up against something to kind of see the contour. The contour cannot live without it. So without a highlight, honestly, it can't live up against something that's the same, if you will. I'm gonna do my nose last. Tap a little bit on my chin. I could have done my chin last as well, but I think this is a really good start. So I typically like to do my contour with the butt of my sponge. Sometimes I like to use my brush. In this case, I am gonna use the full body brush because I want it to be a little bit specific. So, and this is actually a great contouring brush because it's very dense. So the placement looks phenomenal half the time. And I want you to see how that's like pulling in a little bit. So I'm gonna do it straight, blend it upward. And I'm doing small taps. And I'm not rushing the process either, which is important. I don't want anyone, like when you're doing your makeup, you shouldn't be, especially when it comes down to contouring. Of course you do those quick 1, 2, 3 go, but it's not necessary. Same thing, I'm gonna do a blend up and I'm looking down because I have a mirror right in front of me. And I'm just blending upward. And that's what I really like. Look how effortless that is to kind of blend your contour with the Fenty Beauty Matchstix. And that's what I love. They're very effortless. Like I always suggest this for contouring, especially if you're new to it. Especially when contouring like that was so popular, like contouring everywhere. I think honestly, this is probably like the easiest thing that ever came out for people to use. Like they're popular, they're easy to use, they're easy to travel with, they're very travel friendly, and that's what I also really like about them. They're magnetic, so if you get a set, you can, or like a few pieces, you can actually like put them in your purse and it will all like be magnetized together, which I think is cool. So the forehead, again, I'm blending it towards the hairline, right? And you know, most people are like, oh, I wouldn't use espresso. I love espresso because it does give a little bit of drama, and that's kind of what I was going for today. So when I turn to the side, you see how like defined my jawline looks, my cheekbones look a little lifted, And that's kind of the look I want to go for today. And I'm gonna set this part. I am gonna spray. I'm using the Slick from Urban Decay. I do like that. I like that product a lot. Let it fan out. And then I'm gonna use 320, ooh, that's 370. 320 in the Fenty Beauty powder underneath my eyes because I really like that look. I like how it looks. I actually never done 320 underneath my eye, but today will be my day that I'm doing it. We're doing it. We're going forward. We're doing it. So I'm just pre-setting, making sure everything looks good for my powder underneath my eye. So that's why I'm doing a little extra taps here and there, showing myself a little bit of it. So I'm going to be using my Marc Jacobs brush. I really like this brush. This came in a holiday set. I don't know if it's available. I'm in the process of looking for new brushes. So if you guys have any suggestions, please comment below. Or maybe some specific brushes that you really like. And if you're learning anything from this, please like and subscribe. That'd be appreciated. So I'm just gonna tap out and I'm gonna do this number here. So with the Fenty Beauty powders, I like that they do that blurring effect. Very much so. They do a very instant blurring. Like look at here, like she's doing something here. I wouldn't typically go this light. However, I wanted to see how it would look for highlighting. And I naturally like to go, I wear 370 as I mentioned before in the liquid, but now what they're suggesting is that you do go a few shades lighter. And of course I wouldn't throw 320 on my face altogether, but I wanted to see how it would look as a highlighting powder. I haven't figured out, I probably would go for 350, or maybe I would even go for 345. So as for my face, but I do like 370 as my powder, not gonna lie. 370 as my powder all over my face, I have been liking, because I like to be darker. Like that's my look. I feel like I look healthier. I feel like I look really good, lighter. So let me go ahead and blend this, because obviously you saw that I kind of like hit it up. But look, my nails look good. So that's that underneath there. What I'm gonna do is go back with my banana, and this is what I do enjoy about with banana. I love to use banana underneath my, like for my, under my eyes. I love it. But here I still use the powder as a contour too. So I will be using it. That's why I kind of don't use, I don't do the espresso right underneath it, because of that reason. On the side of my nose for contouring is because of that. So I do a little bit of that number here. I love the way this powder smells too. Oh God, it smells so good. So that's kind of how I start off with my contouring with my nose, is because I let my powder do its thing first. I rather it look this way than any other way. I feel like the contour looks kind of natural too, which I really like. And I haven't really been trying to contour my nose too tough. Like I'm not trying to make it like super thin. There's some videos that I do and I'm like, oh, it looks good, but some videos I'm like, I think I contoured too much on my nose. So Yeah. Perfect. So now I'm just actually gonna contour, like put powder all over my face. I'm super hesitant of the banana. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna go ahead and use my Hourglass powder. I just have to, because I think that when I first put it on, I was like, ooh, it's not white, but you can see it, opposed to like the translucent powder from Hourglass. It's not like that. And I like how it like makes my skin look afterwards too. It does make it look like a veil, like hence the name, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm setting. She's setting. Clearly she's setting all of like her cheeks too, because I was getting a little oily. I didn't like how that looked. So I was like, screw that. I'm about to do my own thing. And of course I'm gonna go. I'll be using next is, as you can see, I need to get like a new one, is our Fenty Beauty contour powder in Caramel Cutie. Well, it's not a contour powder, it's the bronzer actually. I like to couple my contour and my bronzers together. I like to even them out because, believe it or not, espresso is actually very cool. Well, would I say it's cool? No, it's neutral. Espresso is neutral actually, and so is Caramel Cutie, but I like the combination of the light and the dark on top of each other, which I feel like really creates the look for me. With the Caramel Cutie, I will use as for my nose, because I'm like looking at the mirror, I'm like, oh, I could have went a little bit more on the nose part. So I will. Very slightly though. On the nose here. And I'm gonna use actually espresso in my crease again, so just kind of really showing you how flexible the product is. Because it is cream to powder, you're able to use it in different parts of the face. So I could use it in my crease here, which I typically use Caramel Cutie in the crease, but I can use it in my crease here to kind of like bring the whole look together. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm putting it more so like, I'm gonna turn to the side right here to really create that shadow too. You can always blend it out if you feel like you went overboard. Like see here, like I kind of went a little overboard, but I can always go back in here because I kind of want it to more so look like this. So what I'm gonna do is just kind of maybe give it a little bit of evenness, even that out. Yep. And getting a smaller brush too. Like I'm gonna always have a smaller brush. I know I mentioned in one of my videos, using a smaller brush, it's really about the tool. So like me just going in right here kind of creates the brightness that I wanted, and it's very specific. It's not like me going in it with a big old powder brush, you know what I mean? And or like a sponge to kind of disturb the rest of the areas. It's just like, you know, you can always get what you want. Maybe just go ahead and using a smaller brush might be ideal for you at the moment to kind of create or bring back that look. So like I want to bring back this here. So I'm like, okay, let me just add a little bit more highlight and not make it look gray either. So taking that in account too. Yeah, that's pretty fun. I like that. And it's still like not taking over too much of my contour. Everything is where it needs to be. It still looks pretty natural, but glazy, effortless. That's the goal. That's what we want to do all the time. And then I'm gonna set. One thing I've learned too, that setting sprays are best to work along with your makeup opposed to like before and after. So setting your makeup in between what you're doing. Like I'm doing a little bit more of like more makeup on my face. So you guys already see me set my face probably like 3 or 4 times already after each step, just to kind of like seal it in. I would suggest everybody do that, like to really get the use out of your setting spray. It's ideal. Yep, it definitely is. Because I'm starting to see, like when I'm doing my makeup and I set in between, it's just that something. It's something about setting in between my makeup application makes the world of difference. It's like, it looks better, it appears better, everything's just better. We want to be better in 2021. We definitely want to be better. Better is king. Better is popular. Better is better. I'm doing next is the number 1 palette. I'm doing a natural eye. I'm probably doing my typical lazy girl eye makeup because that's what I'm doing. Like, I'm like, girl, I'm not about to like smoke this eye out. Like, it's Sunday. What are we doing? I'm not definitely, well, it's Sunday today. Like when I'm filming this, it's Sunday. I'm not about to go crazy. I'm not even going nowhere. It's just I wanted to do a video. So I'm taking a darker shade. And again, you know, I love me some under smoke. So at least, I mean, when in doubt, I'm doing some under smoke. You know, I'm going to be leaving my brushes in the details. I'm actually using all Fenty Beauty brushes today. Just keeping it simple, keeping it easy, showing some love and support to our girl Rihanna. So I'm not even putting on a lash. Using our smaller brush, and I'm going really super close to the lower lash and on the upper lash as well. I'm gonna go back in and like smudge it out. The same thing here. Same thing. I believe one of my friends are coming over to help me finish pack. She's gonna be like, why you beat? I'm gonna be like, I did a video, I was waiting for you. Cause it was. I do want to go to King's Plaza. There's an Ulta there. I have to see if it's still open. I'm sure it is. It should be. I'm gonna check. But I want to see if it's still open, because I want to go and grab some Juvia's Place. I haven't tried their complexion as yet. I would really like to try their complexion. I've used their palettes, but I haven't tried their complexion, so I'm curious. And I want to use their sticks too. I've been like a stick craze. I want to do a whole bunch of sticks. I'm still taking a darker shade and I'm blending it inward, excuse me. This is what brush is this? The 230 blending brush from Fenty Beauty. And this one here is the eyeshadow brush. I don't know, the difference between the two that I like is that I like the eyeshadow brush. Like, you would think it's a lid brush, but you could use it for lid, obviously, but I don't know. I feel like it's a really nice, like, blending, like also another form of blending brush. It's very dense. I would say it's more dense than the 230 brush. It is, but I feel like it moves across my lid. It's very effortless. So like, definitely it's dense. It's good to be used with the as a eyeshadow, like for a lid because you want a lot of intensity on the lid. But I was like, I mean, as you can see, I'm blending this like in my inner crease, and I'm blending it outwards and doing like small little circles. So that's what I like about it. Yeah, I love that. It's like, and it's also softening my crease, as you can see. Like here and here, it's like softening my crease like crazy. Like, I love that. I said I wasn't doing too much, but I mean, this is giving me, she's doing too much right now. Like, I really like it though. I'm here for it. I'm gonna do a little, I'm gonna do all these links below. I'm gonna do a little bit shimmer here in the center. You see that? Yeah. This is the #1 powder. So I'm just warming up my complexion a little bit more before I apply some mascara. Just wanted to do some extra touches. So I'm gonna be using the Fenty Beauty Full Frontal Mascara. Of course, I love to prime my mascara, so I will be using a primer. I'll be using the Marc Jacobs. And I'm gonna speed through this process because I think you guys see me apply mascara about a few times now. So I'm not going to bore you with my additional application of mascara. So feel free to speed through this, or, well, I'm gonna speed through it. So I'll see y'all in a second. So I'm going to be applying blush. I'm going to be using Cognac in the Matchstix as my blush. This is the color here. This is what it looks like. And I am going to be using my cheek hugging brush here to apply. Now, I know a lot of people like, really? It moves too much. When you want to use something more dense, granted, yes, and in most cases, absolutely. But in my case, I really enjoy applying my Matchstix on my cheeks with this brush. I have a little bit more control with the product. I'm not a huge blush fan, but I do wear it. And when I do apply it, it's lighter. It's a lighter hand. It's, you know, I ain't about to go in. Unless I was like applying this on top of my makeup, like underneath my makeup, if you will. So I'm just gonna do, and I do a pat, cause I'm scared. I'm scary. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like when it comes out to blush, I am scary. I do not like to apply blush, and it's because I have bigger pores in this area, and what I don't want to do is attract more attention to my pores. So why would I do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. That don't make no damn sense. So I just do a tapping kind of deal. And what I do like about it is because it is powder, it's a little bit blurring. So you don't really see it, you know what I'm saying? So you out here fooling folk, you know, that's what we trying to do, fool the folks. You know what I mean? And then I'll put on this, like, to me, I'm freaking out. That's a lot. But I'll go back in with my sponge real quick. And I just like press it, like make it look more effortless. The color is bomb, I cannot deny it. I actually really like this blush, and it has a bit of shimmer in it, which is also a surprising thing. Like, why would I want to put shimmer in that area? But I do, and it looks great. I get compliments on it all the time, more than I like. Usually I'm like, really, you really like it? They're like, we love it. And it's pretty. I enjoy it very much. So, okay, so I lied. I did say I was gonna wear I'm lying again. I am gonna wear it. So I am doing the Rose on Ice, Fenty Beauty, the Fairy Bomb shimmer. I believe they still carry this online, but this came out 2 years ago. It came out online. I actually never went into store, but they are pretty. They're so pretty. And of course, I'm using my favorite highlighting brush from Makeup Forever. Everybody should have this brush. This brush is completely bomb. And I'm gonna apply my highlighter. So as you could see, like the highlight, the blush, the contour, you see it's like more of a blended graduation. It's not like contour, blush, highlight. It's gonna blend. So always make sure that you blend your highlights, or you have a placement for everything, for all your what you're gonna apply. And I'm not pulling it all the way out because that's not what I want to do. I'm almost creating that C motion again from like that brow here, kind of like creating a dance with it. And this is like more like skin, so I want it to look like skin. I don't want it to be like my old post, like goldish. No, I want it to be like, oh, she has like a natural glow to the skin. And the Rose on Ice definitely does it for people who are in that 300s. I would say even to 400 or 410, it can still be glowy and not look like boom highlight. So same thing here, like I'm gonna do it like a C. And I like how very milled these are. These are like super milled down, so they're like soft. They're not like big chunks of glitter, even though those can be fabulous too. But this is kind of really focusing on like have your skin glowing. Like this is about your skin. This is not about like boom highlight, woo, look at this glam. It's not necessarily like that. It's really focusing on your skin. And that's what I really like. And I haven't worn these in a while, the Rose on Ice. This is oldie, again, what I'm finding in my makeup while I'm packing. So it's fire. Yep, what I'm doing now is my lip. Actually, I'm gonna use my espresso matchstick for my lip liner. Using an espresso as my lip liner. I'm gonna zoom you guys in a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. So I do use espresso sometimes, at times, for lip liner. Like right now, I need to sharpen my lip liner and I don't wanna do that. I don't wanna get up. So I'm doing a little bit of that. And I'm using a flat brush to do my lip liner. With espresso, I'm using more of like that flat edge brush. So that's that. Flat edge brush. I do want to do like a nude lip, so I'm gonna do one. I'm gonna do a nude lip. I'm gonna do Unbuttoned from Fenty Beauty. I haven't done this, the stunning lip paints in a while. Actually, I just did it in one of the videos, but I haven't worn this one, the nude one, in a while. I've been wearing more color. And I wipe the tip off for the excess. I just wipe it off a little bit. So I would suggest. I'm gonna do a press. And this kind of reads like peachy nude on me, but it's good. It's a nice shade on me. I get a lot of compliments, especially when I stopped wearing, when we weren't wearing masks. People will always be like, oh, this is so pretty, we really like it, things like that. So this one is pretty cool. It looks good. And that's why I do like to use the espresso too, is because what it does is like right underneath, like when you, it's like contouring your lips. So I already have full lips, so it looks like as my lips are even more fuller. I'm embracing that. I receive that. I'm receiving that look, a more fuller lip. And make sure it doesn't get on my Invisalign. Cool. And that's it. I really like this look. So this is how you kind of contour with Matchstix and kind of create a really beautiful complexion. The complexion is really, really great. I love the complexion. I'm gonna kind of, yeah. The complexion is great. Super natural still, so you can still see that I'm contoured, but it's not like overdoing it. Still very natural. Skin is glowy, because again, I don't like to compensate. Not compensate, but I just don't like my I don't like my complexion to be too matte. So I love to use the setting in between, even though it's like kind of mattifying in me, but it's not. So I like to do that, have my skin glowy, my cheeks look good, I look lifted, my skin looks healthy. It's a good look. It's a good look. Really, I encourage you guys to use the Matchstix because it's phenomenal. They're easy to use, easy to carry. I mean, the magnetic piece is like, this is where this is king. This is like, who does this? We do it. So I really like it. Easy to apply on the go. Yeah, so don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye guys.